So that brings us to the idea of being in it or being with it.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what that means. Um, yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So, before I came to IFS, I was an acceptance commitment therapy therapist for a long time. And so they have a practice called diffusion, which is somewhat similar to unblending, which is getting that little bit of distance. So I had a long time of practicing that with myself and clients. Um, and self as context, which is sort of what we call big S self. So this being with is when we can bring ourselves or our clients to recognize the experience they're having. And in recognizing it, notice there's one who can notice, right? As we know. And so that's being with. And of course, when we're in it, when we're all the way blended, all the way fused, we can't notice it. We're seeing through it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I think that we sometimes we talk about this very fast and we move on to other components of IFS without
yeah.
realizing that this really is not that it's hard, but it is challenging to be like, oh, I am in a part that believes this, that feels this, that's experiencing this. Okay, okay, this is just a part of me. I mean, that is huge in noticing that I'm the noticer. I'm the noticer and I'm with this thing. Just that alone is such a huge step and such a huge shift. But it's not such an easy peasy thing to do that we sort of because we can just go on and talk about the F's and talk about the unburdening and the ritual and da 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 da. But it's like this thing right here is the thing that we're all struggling with all day long, like all day long, right?
Yes.
All day long, me and my clients and you probably are in parts. And like, how do I do that thing that I might do in an hour of therapy a week? Like, how do I do that thing, that unblending thing or that being with
Yes.
thing?
I love that. And the more that I work with people new to IFS, the more that I firmly believe that is the magic right there.
Yeah.
And I have found ways for myself to do that I have found to be pretty effective because the real magic is how do we do it in the situations that are hardest?
Yeah.
When I have my IFS meditation on and listening to, whoever's Jenna's voice, your voice, Dick's voice, it's a lot easier. But when I'm with a client or when I'm with the person that's hard for me to be with, how do I do it in that moment? There's the noticing that I'm in it. And then there's also the practice of how do I, even after I've noticed, how do I help this part to be with me rather than jumping back into blend?